Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Marina here, and so nice to finally be recording a video. I think this is my first video that I'm recording in 2025, so happy new year to all of you. I feel just a tad embarrassed to be saying happy new year. It is what it is. Happy new year. Welcome to my channel. To my returning subscribers, welcome back. Thank you all for your patience with me. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Thank you for stopping by and for clicking to watch this video. You guys, I have so much to say. I have a lot to tell you guys. Like, a lot has happened and I don't even know where to start from, so I'm just going to tackle it somehow. First of all, let me just let you guys know that there appears to be one spirit, one demon on this YouTube that if you say I want to take a break for 1 week, that demon just goes to write 0 behind the 1, and before you know, what was intended to be 1 week ends up being weeks and months away from YouTube. The more you stay away, the harder it is to come back. Let me just tell you guys that for free. My voice is going to sound a bit somehow because I feel like my body is either overcoming something or I'm about to come down with something. Temperatures in Saskatchewan has been brutal. Oh my God. I know that I say this all the time. Like, I've lived here for almost 9 years. I have seen a lot of cold winters in Saskatchewan. But this particular winter, guys, something is going on. First of all, we started to see February temperatures in November. That's when it started getting really cold. Like, we saw February temperatures. What we would typically see in February, we started seeing it in November of last year. So we kind of knew that this time Elsa was angry. This past week, Saskatchewan was the coldest place on earth. Let me say that again. Saskatchewan was the coldest place on earth. So the winter has been brutal. And I feel like seasonal affective disorder was at an all-time high this year. I experienced it a little harder than typical. Seasonal affective disorder, for those of you who don't know, is like a kind of depression that is because of winter. It is brought about by winter, the reduced sunshine, and just how different your life is. Very restrictive in a way. So yeah, that's what seasonal affective disorder is. It just basically disrupts your life, and it is primarily because of winter. This time, it hit me hard. It really hit me hard, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, that's part of what I've been dealing with, part of what I've been battling, and I just decided, you know what, let's take a step back and be a little more gracious and take one day at a time. The actual gist of this video, I have had so many thoughts about this migration and what it does to like family units, what it does when families are separated because they live in different parts of the world. I've just been sitting and I've been thinking about it, like, are we overlooking pertinent details in this migration and relocation movement? Are we really sitting down to count the costs of what is really involved? And I'll give you guys a backstory of what has informed or what has been influencing these thoughts, right? First of all, if you haven't subscribed, I know I don't have a right to ask you to subscribe, just seeing the disappearing acts that I keep doing here. But please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, okay? So as I was saying, backstory. For those of you who are new here, if you go back 2 videos ago, you would see that for Christmas, my husband, my kids, we traveled to the United Kingdom to spend Christmas with my siblings. And you guys saw a lot. I tried to summarize and try to show you guys as much as I could, but of course there are a lot of other things that happened on that trip that I could not capture. The shopping, oh my God, you guys, nobody warned me that I was converting Canadian dollars to pounds. It was until I came back, I was now seeing the damage that was done, and my blood pressure couldn't handle it. My chest was hot every day and I was seeing doubles. But anyway, we move. We're going to hustle and we're going to make the money back. Amen. Anyway, so on that trip, when we were leaving, on the day we were leaving, you guys saw a bit of my kids getting a bit emotional that they were leaving their cousins. My children were meeting their cousins who live in the UK for the first time. My son is 12, my daughter is almost 11. They were meeting their cousins for the first time. I had a sibling who was meeting my daughter for the first time. She's almost 11. We have always just lived in different parts of the world. The way the cousins bonded, the way they played, the way they got along in the mornings when they're at the breakfast table, all of them talking and playing and laughing. I can imagine how it was for them to be living all of that. So it hit them. When we were leaving the UK, it hit them. Now, it was not just the play they were going to miss. I know that it was that connection of these are my cousins. This is family, right? And they were walking away from that, coming back to Canada. It was hard for them. But here's the part I didn't admit, guys. It was extremely tough for me as well. Of my mother's 4, 3 of them live within a radius of each other in the same city in the United Kingdom. Who is the 4th one that is at the other side of the world? Yours truly. So walking away from all of that and coming back to Canada, where I just feel like I'm so detached. I have gotten so detached from everything, and I'm so far away. Like, I don't get to see things in real time. Just being at the other part of the world and getting second-hand gist without getting the opportunity to see things unfold firsthand, that was tough. It was really, really hard for me. Like, leaving the UK was tough. It was like there was a hole in my chest when I came back. And it's the same way my kids were feeling. Like, all of us felt it in a certain way. When we were in the UK, one of the days we had like a big family gathering where all the siblings, spouses from different sides of the family came together. It's like a tradition that happens with my siblings in the UK on Boxing Day. So I got an opportunity to attend this one for the first time after watching people's WhatsApp stories and seeing pictures over the years. I got an opportunity to attend that for the first time, and it was such a beautiful, like, you guys saw the party. You saw the part where we were singing. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it for you to go and check it out. You guys saw the part where we were singing, where we were miming, where we were dancing. But the part where we were not recording, where everybody was just lost in conversation and laughter and all of that at different parts of the house, I will pay any amount of money to have easy access to that. I will pay any amount of money without having to travel for 2 days, I mean. Shade to WestJet, take it. I will pay any amount of money to be close to that. During the party, one of my nephews got up to mischief, or the kids were getting up to mischief, and I saw my big brother just walk up to them and say, okay, no, you don't do that. This is how it's supposed to be done. There and then, my big brother stepped in and set the child right to say, no, that's not acceptable. This is how we do things. This is how we do things. And in my head, I'm like, wow, I'll pay any amount of money to have that. Like, I want this. When they say it takes a village, this is what it looks like. That was a village right there. Like, everybody together, unified. Yes, there was blood connections with us, like we were all related. But I just looked and I'm like, this is an actual village. This is an actual community. And just being so far away from that kind of hit me. I feel like I'm rambling now. I wish I could articulate properly what I'm really trying to tell you guys. But that picture, all of those things that happened, all the different visits that we had to family, and just seeing the play, how everybody was without a care in this world. As far as we were together, it was like nothing else mattered in the moment. Just knowing that I live far away from that, and my kids don't get to see that all the time, it hurt me. It cracked something within me, and I just started thinking, like, are we really counting the cost of this immigration, relocation to different parts of the world? Are we really sitting down to count what that does to our families? Now, this is me, sibling, talking about it. Imagine that our parents were alive. Chances are they would live in Nigeria, right? Imagine what that is doing to grandparents, where they get to see grandchildren only when they can travel, or only when the children can travel to come and meet them, or when they can travel to come and visit. And that doesn't happen. Let's be honest, travel is not cheap. It's expensive. So it takes a lot of planning to do that. It takes a lot of, you have to sit down, count the cost and say, okay, let's do it. There are some people who are able to do it every year. Some people are able to do it multiple times every year. Some other people can only do it once in 3 years. Some people it's once in 5 years. Some people have never gone back home since they moved out of their home countries. So just thinking about what that's really doing to our family units, especially our extended family. At some point I was thinking about it, like, am I crazy? Like, why is this hitting me harder than usual? Why am I feeling this way? Just feeling that detachment that comes with being away from my family, being away from my siblings. Not like I don't have a support system here, but it's not the same thing as my siblings, the people that I grew up with. I was thinking about it, like, why is this hitting me harder than typical? Until I watched Faye Mac's video when she was talking about relocating to Nigeria. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it maybe in the description box or on the screen. Faye Mac is a content creator who used to live in Ontario, Canada. She has now moved back to Lagos, Nigeria. In that video, Faye Mac shared some of the concerns, how she has been feeling, and why it is informing her decision to go back to Nigeria. And guys, I have never felt that seen and that validated in my whole life. I have never felt that validated to say, yes, this is what I was talking about. This is why I was feeling the way I was feeling. In Faye's case, she has her parents in Nigeria. She still has a strong support system in Nigeria, so she can pull that off. I'm just acknowledging that some people have the privilege to do that. Some people have the resources to aid that kind of move. Unfortunately, I don't. Both my parents are dead. Both my parents-in-law are dead. All of my siblings. My father has 16 children. Out of the 16 children, I think there are only 3 left in Nigeria. And they are in different parts of the country. So I don't even have... My ties to Nigeria appear to be weaker now than it was many years ago. Just not having parents there, almost like it has shifted the anchor of my family from Nigeria. Where it is now, I cannot say I know. I feel like now it's in the UK. I feel like that's where I have my older siblings. That's where I have the most family members, I think. I just feel like that anchor has shifted. And listening to Faye Mac share the same sentiments made me feel so seen. So for those of you who are abroad, those of you who have relocated from your country of birth and you're away from your family members, because in those videos when I shared going to surprise my siblings, the comment section almost made me cry. Like people were talking about, I hope this is me someday. I haven't seen my siblings in 7 years. I haven't seen my siblings in 5 years. Like people were just sharing their experiences in the comment section. And it just made me feel, oh my God, I'm not the only one. Like a lot of people are feeling this way. What can we do about this? Like, there has to be a way. There has to be a way. There has to be a walk around this so that we don't feel detached from our families, especially for those of us who live in the diaspora. And guys, the long and short of this story is that I've just felt like I needed to press pause on everything and just take a step back and reevaluate what is really important to me. Because at the end of the day, our families are the future. Everything is going to rise and fall on the strength of our families. That's how I'm feeling now. I'm coming to the point where it's almost like a new realization to say, family is going to now be the new measure of success. Family is the new currency. It's the new everything. Everything in the society, what we see in the world, is going to rise and fall on the backs of families. And it just made me catch myself again to think, to say, who exactly is in my village? When they say it takes a village to raise a child, what does that look like for me? Who is in my village? Who is in my community? What does my own village, what does it look like? What systems are we even creating to make sure that those lines with our families stay open? What systems are you putting in place to make sure that those relationship and communication between siblings, how are we making sure that those lines stay open? And guys, when you now add that additional layer of the rivalry that is happening between siblings in some families, where because there's sibling rivalry, the brothers and sisters are not talking, so it's affecting the second generation, it's affecting cousins. Cousins can't have relationship because their parents are not talking. It's just really risky. Like when I think about it and all the years that we lose fighting the things that are not important, all those years that we lose focusing on things that will not matter 10 years from now, it just makes me wonder, like, are we really thinking this through? Are we really thinking this idea through? Is this relocation? Is this jackpot movement? Is this immigration to all the parts of the world? Is it really going to be worth it at the end of the day? Is it actually worth it? If we put it side by side what it is doing to families, would you say it's worth it? For those of you who live in the diaspora and you have siblings that live away from you, how are you guys doing it? How are you keeping those lines of communication open? How are you making sure that it does not weaken the strength of our families? How do you, for those of you who still have parents, how do you do it for them? Like, how do your parents handle it? Just knowing that you can have 4 children and the 4 children live at 4 different corners of the world and grandpa and grandma are by themselves. Like, how are you guys doing that? Please, I'm very curious. I want to know how you guys doing it, especially for those of you who do not have the luxury of traveling back every year. How are you doing it? So guys, bottom line, that's the note on which my 2025 started. And typically at the beginning of the year, I'm planning crazy. I am boot camp crazy. I am vision board crazy. I want to put everything in place, have step by step, put timelines, have milestones that you want to hit at certain times. You guys, this year I pressed pause on everything. Again, I thought I was crazy until I heard Feimak talk about how she's on autopilot mode. Feimak has always been my angel this period. I felt really validated by that video. Again, this year, I am on autopilot. Not because I don't have any plans, not because I don't have anything that I'd like to achieve this year, but I'm going to be doing it without that pressure of the timelines, milestone structure, and everything that I would typically put in place. So I'm not putting myself under that much pressure this year. This year is the year of Marina. That's the theme, my theme for the year. This is the year of Marina. This is the year where I am finally stepping back to replenish myself. I have gotten too used to give at my expense, burn myself at every end because I'm trying to be something to everybody else but myself. I'm reversing that this time, and I'm on autopilot. My core focus and my priority, aside me, is my family. I'm going back to reevaluate what our family vision is, what our family constitution is, my family traditions, my family values, all of those things. I'm going to look at them again and make sure that we are strengthening those things, because at the end of the day, that's what we're going to hand down. It's okay for you to want to work and hand down money and make sure your children are comfortable when you're not here, but until we have systems that are strong enough to outlive us, we're playing a risky game. So for you, the question is, what systems do you have in place? If you already have something that is working, please do well to share that. It's always so nice when I can learn from you guys, and other subscribers can learn from the comments as well. If you do not have family systems in place, I beg you, please start to pay attention to strengthen your families, because like I said, family systems are the future. You do not want to be left behind. You do not want to look back years from now and realize that this thing that you did because you thought you wanted a better life, you wanted to give your children a better life, you will now look at it and wish you didn't. I hope that's not anybody's story, but you can correct that when you have the proper family systems in place. So yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to come say to you guys, to say this is why I've been missing. I just needed to take a step back to really evaluate what is important to me and what my focus is going to be going forward. Like I said, for those of you who are in the same situations, please share how you're doing this. For those of you who now have a system that is working, please share that as well. I could use some help. Because it takes a village. It takes an actual village. Like, I have a solid support system here, like I said, but all of us are in the same position. So we're all helping each other, consoling each other, but that need is still there, I can tell. Anyway, people, this is my way, this very long-winded way of saying I'm sorry I disappeared. It was not intentional. I'm back now, and hopefully it's going to get more consistent from here. So thank you very much, you guys. I missed you guys sorely. Like, I don't know if you believe it, but actually I missed you guys, and I'm excited to be back. And I look forward to the magic that we'll make together this year. You guys, this year, our families must succeed. That's my goal. Our families must succeed. We will do everything that we need to do to make sure that these moves that a lot of us have made end up actually being blessings and not curses. And hopefully you're all going to be here as we go on this journey together. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Hit subscribe if you're yet to do that, and I will see you in the next video, which will not be in 10 weeks. I promise you that. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.